So as we were going into production for yesterday's show, Robert Mueller spoke. Robert Mueller issued a statement. He spoke publicly for the first time since the publication of the Mueller Report. And it very quickly became a breaking and major story in and of itself, but also because of the reactions that it triggered from President Donald Trump himself, from Fox News anchor Brett Baer, all of which we'll get to a little bit later. But the bottom line is that it was announced yesterday that Robert Mueller would be issuing a statement, special prosecutor. He indeed did issue that statement. He spoke publicly and he confirmed that he could not clear and has not cleared President Donald Trump of criminal wrongdoing, period. Now, a lot of my audience, hopefully, read the Mueller Report. And if you read the Mueller Report, nothing that Robert Mueller said yesterday would come as a surprise. To those who were operating on the basis of what the Barr letter said, for example, anyone who fell for no collusion, no obstruction, if you bought into that narrative, then when Robert Mueller yesterday said, if we could have cleared Trump, we would have cleared Trump, meaning we didn't clear Trump because we couldn't clear Trump, that may have actually been newsworthy to you. Robert Mueller saying, if we had confidence the president did not commit a crime, we would have said so. The reason the report doesn't clear Trump of obstruction of justice is because Robert Mueller could not clear Trump of obstruction of justice. And then again, Robert Mueller pointing out that the Justice Department won't charge Trump, but that there are other options, again, referring to impeachment. And many Democrats, as a result of Robert Mueller's statement yesterday, saying now it is time to start that impeachment debate on the floor of the House. But we will get to that. A little context for what Robert Mueller said.
When a subject of an investigation obstructs that investigation or lies to investigators, it strikes at the core of their government's effort to find the truth and hold wrongdoers accountable. Let me say a word about the report. The report has two parts, addressing the two main issues we were asked to investigate. The first volume of the report details numerous efforts emanating from Russia to influence the election. This volume includes a discussion of the Trump campaign's response to this activity, as well as our conclusion that there was insufficient evidence to charge a broader conspiracy. And in the second volume, the report describes the results and analysis of our obstruction of justice investigation involving the president. The order appointing me special counsel authorized us to investigate actions that could obstruct the investigation. And we conducted that investigation, and we kept the office of the acting attorney general apprised of the progress of our work. And as set forth in the report, after that investigation, if we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so.
Mueller also announced that he's resigning his position as special prosecutor, retiring from the Justice Department, sort of very formally ending his role as special prosecutor. So on the one hand, major breaking news, special counsel saying, I can't clear Trump. On the other hand, nothing surprising at all if you read the Mueller report, if instead of listening to the William Barr or to Trump or Trump's kids or Fox News or Sean Hannity, you would know already that the president was not cleared of obstruction by Mueller's investigation. Bottom line, in all likelihood, Donald Trump committed the crime, multiple counts of obstruction of justice. Robert Mueller did not indict for political reasons, for technical reasons, pointing out that the Justice Department has this policy of not indicting sitting presidents, but pointing out again that there are other remedies available. And there are some who are interpreting this as a signal from Robert Mueller to Nancy Pelosi, to whoever that might be in a position to actually deal with impeachment seriously, that is the only path forward if you want to hold Trump accountable for what appears to be obstruction on, from my recollection of the Mueller report, 8 of 14 possible obstructive acts, I believe is how they were referred to in the Mueller report. So on impeachment, there's some momentum here. There is a public statement from Robert Mueller. People are going to prison. let's move forward. And I have been saying for a while now that there are numerous strategic benefits for Democrats to starting impeachment debate on the floor of the House. I do not believe that you're going to remove Trump, but I am going to outline later on in the program what the advantages to doing this would be. And I think they are clear. I know that there is a contingent of the left which says, you know, it could backfire if Democrats start impeachment proceedings on the floor of the House. It could reinvigorate Trump's base. It could be a distraction from 2020 Democratic candidates talking about ideas and policy. I don't believe that. And I'm going to outline that for you a little bit later on in the program. Start the impeachment debate, get things going, get testimony from witnesses, expose the content of the Mueller report to the American people, which, as I told you yesterday and the day before that, most Americans have not read the Mueller report. Most Americans don't understand what is in the Mueller report. And it would be extremely beneficial to get that out in front of as many Americans as possible. And by the way, side note, Mueller in his statement also did again say Russia was working through WikiLeaks for the publication of a lot of the stuff that ultimately was published that was illegally obtained by Russia. That is something that people on the right and left were denying for years, which Mueller has now repeated and provided evidence for in his report. Not a peep from all the people who said there's no way WikiLeaks would ever be involved in anything like that. Well, they were. One of today's sponsors is Impeach the Card Slap Game. You can't slap Donald Trump in real life, but you can slap him in this really funny and intelligent two-player card game. And you can get it for 10% off at davidpakman.com/impeach. Impeach the Card Game is perfect for having friends over, hanging out with family members who have a sense of humor about Trump. We've been playing it at my place. I really don't think you'd be able to find a game that does a better job of satirizing today's political climate in such an intelligent way. I've had a ton of fun with it. I think you will too. You can tell a ton of time and careful thought went into the game design and the cartoon artwork and the humor. It never gets old because you're always discovering new jokes and political commentary in the game. We were talking to the creators of the game, and they said one of the goals was that players might even learn something new as they play. I think it would make a perfect gift for anyone, really of any political orientation, because of how clever it is. Don't forget, Father's Day is coming up. And when you go to davidpakman.com/impeach, you'll get 10% off the game, but you can also get 10% off any of the hilarious clothing and accessories in the online store, including t-shirts, coffee mugs, tote bags, all featuring funny original political cartoons about the president. Get a super fun and witty gift for yourself or someone you know, whether it's Impeach the Card Slap Game or any of the other awesome stuff in the gift shop, and get 10% off of all of it when you go to davidpakman.com/impeach.